Good day, class. In the previous videos, we have introduced the general introduction of the basic theory. From the study, we will understand that there are two key characteristics of the basic theory, which are the concept of holism and the central differentiation and treatment variation. From this video, we're going to introduce the detailed information of these content. Firstly, we're going to study the philosophy of the Chinese medicine. These philosophies were actually not developed specifically for Chinese medicine. These philosophies were developed for the philosophers to understand the nature, the universe. So the ancient philosophers, they develop these philosophies, try to explain what happens and why this happens in the universe. For example, why during the day we see the sun, at night we see the moon. What's the relationship between the sun and the moon? That's from the nature. Also from the environment, we see the tree is turning green in spring, and then the leaves start to fall in autumn and winter. Why? What's the reason for this? So the ancient philosophers, they try to explain all different phenomena through the theory. And at that time, the Chinese medicine practitioners, they absorb the thoughts, the way of thinking. They apply these thoughts into Chinese medicine to analyze, to explain human health. And this process has been finalized in Huangdi Neijing. So all these theories we studied now were from Huangdi Neijing. Huangdi Neijing has gave us a very good example how to apply the theory to explain our human health. In this chapter, we're going to focus on three main theories that we're going to use in Chinese medicine. The Jin Qi, or the Axons and Qi, the Yin and Yang theory, and the 5 elements theory. So these are three key theories that we're going to focus on for our practice. In order to discuss all these theories, we need to clarify the terms. For example, what's Axons, or what's Jin? Jin is the Mandarin pronunciation. What's Qi? Qi. What's Yin and Yang theory? From Yin and Yang theory, what are Yin and Yang? From the 5 elements theory, what are the 5 elements? And how we understand these terms. For example, the Qi. Some of these terms may already well known globally. For example, the Qi, the Yin and Yang, the 5 elements. But how should we understand as a professions, not as a layman, but as a professions? How should we understand the terms? So we need to clarify the definition of these terms. Firstly, how to understand the terms. In the previous videos, there was one video that we said in Chinese medicine we don't focus on where we come from. So we focus on human health after the life, but not after the birth. We focus on human health from the start from the life and to the end of the life. So after death, we don't talk about. Before life, we don't talk about. We focus on human health in between. However, when we study the philosophies, as we mentioned, these philosophies, were not developed specifically for Chinese medicine. The philosophers, the ancient philosophers, they used this theory to explain everything. Everything includes everything before life and everything after death, although these are not our focus. But when we study the theory, you will hear some of this information. Sometimes it may feel funny. For example, in Chinese medicine, also this is the theory from 黄帝内经. 黄帝内经 it says that human is from the qi, from the gathering of the qi. When the qi gathers together, become human. When the clear qi gather together, become human beings. When the crowded qi gather together, it becomes the wombs. The other qi, the other type of qi, become the trees, become the stones, become the air, become anything else. Different type of qi become different type of qi become to different substance or different objects. When we see this statement, what's your feeling? You might feel funny, and we have said that we have promised that we don't talk about where human come from, but now you said the human come from qi. Human come from the gathering of qi, right? So we leave a question here. How do you understand human is from the gathering of qi? Do you agree or do you not agree, and why? In order to explain this statement, we use another examples. The earth, the human beings, the wombs, and the nature. Nowadays, we know that from the science, all substance is made from the chemical elements. All these chemical elements, and in different substance, in different objects, we got different proportion of the substance of the chemical elements. So everyone should agree with this because this is from the scientific view that has been approved by the scientists. That's the universe is made from all different elements. That's also why even when we explore the universe, that's the first thing we try to understand. For example, now some scientists, they focus on the study on the moon. They send something there they pick up some samples back to the Earth. And then when they analyze, they try to analyze what's the proportion of the chemical elements. For example, now we say certain proportion of calcium, certain proportion of sodium, certain proportion of the carbs, and this group of the chemical elements is made in the Earth is made from this certain group of the chemical elements. Human beings, we also have different proportions of the elements, different animals, different trees in the nature. All of us, we got different proportion of the elements. Everyone should agree with this statement because it's from the scientific view. Now, from this group of the elements, we give the definition, we give the title A, group A, group B, the elements. For human beings, we said group C. Okay. You have no objection giving the titles for this group of elements. And now, in other words, if I say this A, I give another definition, another title. I say this A is Qi. Why? This group Qi 2, Qi 3. Do you agree now? I said that the Qi 1 consists of the Earth. It consists of Qi 1. The human beings consist of the Qi 2. Do you agree with this statement? From this point of view, we don't focus on what's Qi 1, what's the elements here. However, we focus on the whole group. We don't need to know what's the elements. We don't need to know what's the elements of the Earth. We don't need to know what's the elements, what are the elements for human beings, but we knew the name of this group we call Qi. When you see the theory and these terms from this point of view, you will know that we focus on the law, the movements, the principles of this group of elements, but not the specific elements. The reason is, if you ask the question, what's Qi? That's not Chinese method need to focus on, because this answer is someone they study the philosophy. The philosophers, they need to tell us what's Qi. However, we use this theory. In Chinese medicine, we focus on the function of the Qi, the movement of the Qi, the characteristics of the Qi, the laws of the Qi. We use the function, but we don't know, and we don't focus on what it is. Because no matter what it is, it won't affect the function. It won't affect the law of Qi. So now we come back to this picture, the picture on the left. It still goes back to the statement that the human beings are made from Qi. Now do you agree with this statement? I hope you will agree. The reason is because this Qi, I didn't give any definition for this Qi. Again, then when we think about from the religion aspects, you can say that this Qi is God. Okay, in Christian, you said human beings made from God. God made human beings. No, I said I give another title. This God, I said it's Qi. Qi made human beings. From Buddhism, the past life. Okay, past life. I said the past life. I give another name, Qi. So no matter what's this Qi, you can give your own definition. We don't care what's Qi. However, we need to study what's the laws of the Qi. How does the Qi transform? How does the Qi travels? How does the Qi affect our human health? So we focus on the function, we focus on the laws of Qi. If you have no confusion on these terms, then you can further study the other theories. For example, the Axons, the yin and yang. What's yin and yang? What are the 5 elements? You can understand in this way. You understand a group of something, but we focus on the function. We focus on the laws. We focus on the principles. What it is, that's not our job. That's not our focus. If you are interested in what it is, you need to read other books from the philosophical field. The first theory that we are going to study is the Axons and Qi Theory. In order to understand the Axons and Qi Theory, especially in the philosophy field, we have to clarify the definition of Axons and Qi. The Axons and Qi Theory in the philosophical field. It refers to the thoughts, the philosophical thoughts that study the connotation of axons and its law of movements, the laws of movements and transformation. It is used to explain the origin and development of all objects in the universe. So as you can see from the definition, this is a theory. There are a few categories or a few aspects. The connotation, the in-depth meaning of this theory of these terms, the laws of the movement and transformation. It is used to explain everything in the universe. So this is the definition in the philosophical field. From this point of view, from the philosophical perspective, Axons and Qi are exactly the same. So sometimes we said, in Chinese, we said Jing Qi. Jing is the Axons, Qi. So Axons and Qi, or Axons or Qi. These different terms, they have the similar meaning, Axons and Qi. Qi in Chinese, it means, the original meaning means air. So Qi is actually something that we cannot see. Essence. The laws of the movement and transformation. What does it mean by the movement and transformation? This is the example that we have introduced just now. We said the human being is made out of qi. Different qi, when they gather together, they become human beings. Because this theory was initially developed for the explanation of the universe, the explanation of all objects. So when we study the theories of Axons and Qi in the philosophical field, we will find the statements and the explanations from the literature books. For example, the example we mentioned previously, different qi, the clear qi, when they gather together, become human beings. The crowded qi, they gather together, become the worms or the animals. Different kinds of qi, when they gather together, it becomes different kinds of objects or systems. So this is the transformation, the movements. The transformation, different group of qi, they will transform into different objects. For example, this group can transform into human beings. Then this group, we says the clear qi. This group transform into the animals. Then we said this group is crowded qi. No matter what's in here, we are not going to focus on what the content of the qi, but we focus on how they transform into human beings. And once they transform into human beings, what's the law of the movement, how the qi transforms, and then what will affect the human beings. This is something we're going to focus on. And then the groups, the different groups here, such as the different elements. However, when we use the elements as an example, this example just to try to simplify the qi. As you can see in Chinese medicine and as well as the philosophies, in the Chinese philosophies that we are going to study now, many of them we have translated into English, such as the Exons. However, there are some terms that are very difficult to translate. Qi is one of this term. And in future, we study the yin and yang. The yin and yang, most probably everyone have heard of yin and yang. Why we still keep this term yin and yang? That's because the meaning of these terms is very broad meaning. It's very difficult to find one single word to translate. And also these terms are Asian Chinese. These terms are not especially the meaning of these terms are not the common meaning that we are using today. So even for Chinese, these terms are Asian terms. The reason why we don't translate into the modern Chinese or the simplified Chinese is because the translation is very difficult. No matter how you translate, you mix some meaning of the original term. That's why we keep the term qi. And another aspect we need to mention here is we have translated most of the terms for our study. However, some terms you have to keep the pronunciation. The Chinese term you have to pronounce correctly, otherwise we will never understand what you are talking about. And the terms that we keep the original Chinese pronunciation are well accepted worldwide. For example, whenever you talk about yin and yang, everyone knows what you are talking about. Whenever you talk about qi, if they have heard of some Chinese, if they focus on Chinese medicine, they will know what you are talking about. However, if you talk about QI, no one will understand what do you mean by QI. So previously in the previous years, some of the students in the test, in the oral test, they said QI. I was confused what they were talking about. So you need to pronounce correctly qi. And in future, when you study the acupoint and meridian, we have the measurement of cun. C-U-N, cun. So these tones you need to pronounce correctly. There are some students pronounce as come. The C they pronounce as K. So in Chinese, there's no C pronounced as K. So you need to pronounce as cun. There are only a few tones you need to practice. You will make it much easier because these are videos, so you can pause and practice. The axons and qi. Qi is the air, so when you use these terms to explain, universe, there's something like this. The universe is made of qi. You can't see, so when we see the universe, you may still be confused. What's axons and qi? We have talked a lot about the axons and qi. We said that we use this theory to explain everything, but what exactly it is? It is very difficult to give a proper definition of axons and qi. However, we can describe the axons and qi from different aspects to describe some of the characteristics of axons and qi. And we're going to focus on their functions. This is very similar. If you want to describe me or give a definition of me, so the question is who is Doctor Who, or in the other question, even if you don't know Doctor Who, the term is a person, you can say what's Doctor Who. So when you give yourself these two questions, you might feel that it is very difficult to give a definition of me, because how you are going to describe me from a lecturer's perspective. I am a lecturer. I am a staff at UJ. I am a son of my parents. I am a brother of my brothers. I am a friend of my friends. So as you can see from these different terms, a lecturer, a staff, a son, brother, and a friend. So how can you give me a definition? It is very difficult. So when you describe me, if you see which perspective you're going to focus. If you focus on the perspective or the function as a lecturer, you're going to describe me, my function as a lecturer, how to facilitate your study. If you want to describe me as a friend, now you're going to describe in the personalities of your friends, or the behaviors as a friends. The more you describe from different aspects, the more you will understand who is Doctor Who. Same as here, when we describe Axons and Qi, it is very difficult to describe Axons and Qi because Axons and Qi, as we mentioned, there are many aspects that Axons and Qi includes. So it is very difficult to give a proper statement. What's Axons and Qi? However, when we study Chinese medicine, we focus on the function and the transformation, the laws of the transformation, the laws of the movement and transformation of Axons and Qi. So we're going to describe Axons and Qi from this point of view. Axons and Qi refers to an invisible, constantly moving, extremely fine substance, and is the origin of all objects in the universe. From this definition, from this perspective, we will know that axons or qi, axons and qi refers to qi. So these two terms in philosophical field, these two terms are the same. Be careful that these two terms are the same in the philosophy. However, when we use these two terms in Chinese medicine, they are slightly different. So in future, you need to clarify these two terms in Chinese medicine. Here we introduce the terms in philosophical field. It is the origin of all objects. It's the substance of all objects in the universe. So the universe is made of qi. Human beings is made of qi or essence. Essence. The animals is made of qi. The earth, the moon, the sun is made of qi. Everything you can mention is made of qi. Although this qi, when you ask me what's the qi, I don't know. We don't focus on there. What's in there? We said the sun or the moon is made of qi. What's there? What's the qi? Doesn't really matter. And as you can see, the sun and the moon, these two objects are very different. One is very hot, one there's no heat. So we understand that these two qi must be different. We're going to focus on the movements of the moon. We're going to focus on the movement of the sun. We're going to focus on the transformation of the moon and the sun. We don't really focus on what it is. What is this? It is the sun. However, we focus on the transformation and the movement. So that's the origin of the universe. And also from this definition, you will know the some characteristics of the axons and qi. Firstly, it is invisible. You cannot see with your eyes. So if you said, we talk the qi and axons a lot, can you show me what's qi? Unfortunately, I can't. The reason is because qi is invisible. You cannot see the qi. It's constantly moving. the qi will not stop. That's why it says constantly moving, extremely fine, very small. It's too small to be seen from your eye. That's why it's invisible. Constantly moving, the qi will never stop. In our theory, in Chinese medicine, we think that if the qi stopped, the life stopped, which means the person passed away. For example, especially in the past, the first thing that's how to check if the person is still alive or not. You can feel the breathing. Can feel the breathing with below the nose. As we said previously, the qi, also the air. If you don't feel the air from the nose, now we use the death from the brain death. That's another term, but in the past, we always see from the breathing as the constantly moving. So these are three characteristics: invisible, constantly moving, extremely fine systems. In some cases, it refers to axons of qi, refer to the origin of human beings. These human beings, this statement actually is included in the origin of all objects. So from this definition, we knew that what axons and qi. As we said, that we are not going to focus on what is axons and qi. However, we need to study the contents of the theory. The contents of this theory mainly includes these four aspects. The axons is the original substance of the universe. The axons is the agent through which all objects in the world are connected. Third, the human beings are the transformed results of the axons of the earth and the universe. The last content is the movement and transformation of the qi. The first statement, axons the origin of all systems. So that's from these statements, we agree that axons is a kind of systems. So that's the nature of the axons. That's a kind of a systems. The second is the axons is the agent of everything, how they connected. For example, we still use the chemical elements as an example. The tree, the animals, the human beings, the earth. When we, as a human beings, we got different chemical elements. When we passed away, we were buried under the ground. After decades, the human body became the soil, and then the tree absorbed the nutrition from the human body, from the soil. The tree grows better, and after a long time, the leaves fall back to the ground, or the tree can grow better, or even the tree dies back to the earth. As you can see the transformation, the process of all these processes, firstly from the human beings, to the soil, to the nutrition for the trees, to the tree itself, to the leaves, all these, and this one aspect, one other stuff we haven't mentioned, the air, all these different items, all the different objects, how they connected to each other. When we see what has in all these processes, what has never been changed is the chemical elements. All what has been changed is the proportion, the ratio of the chemical elements in different objects. So from this perspective, we think that the Exons and Qi is the agents. This is very similar to the chemical elements. However, I have to highlight that we use the chemical elements as an example. This example is not accurate. In future, you should never tell me that in one class, Dr. Wu says the exons you can think about the chemical elements. So the exons is the chemical elements. This is wrong. This statement is wrong. We only use this as an example to make it easier for you to understand what's qi, what's exons, and what does it mean by agents through which they connect. The chemical elements is just as an example. The reason is because the exons and qi has much broader definition, actually has much broader meanings apart from the chemical elements. From the science today, we all agree that the chemical elements, we might think it might be in a few hundreds years later or thousands of years later, people may find another stuff that's also the foundation of everything. Then from this point of view, we keep the term exons and qi. The new stuff still fall in under this category, exons and qi. That's why we didn't translate this term, and we still keep the original term from thousands of years ago, because this is the best term to describe everything in the universe. The third statement, human beings are the transformed result of exons of the earth and universe. For this statement, we talk about where human beings come from. We don't need to focus on is it correct the exons of the earth and the universe. We need to focus on the transformed results of exons. And all these three statements you need to understand. It will help you to understand what's exons and qi. We need to focus more on the movements and transformation of qi. In the next video, we are going to discuss the movements and the transformation of qi. Thank you for your attention.